best to know my name. Doper than you hoes, I'm coming from South Park. Catch you after dark, I'ma split your fucking chest apart. Follow you. So I let them hang when I pull this thing. All you bitches best to know my name. Doper than you hoes, I'm coming from South Park. Catch you after dark, I'ma split your fucking chest apart. Follow you. So I let them hang when I pull this thing. All you bitches best to know my name. Doper than you hoes, I'm coming from South Park. Catch you after dark, I'ma split your fucking chest apart. Follow you. off, trying to tell y'all goofy ghouls what they playing. It's Hotep, hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, hope you motherfuckers understand.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to, what, the Rush Hour? I almost said Cannon Speaks. Welcome to the Rush Hour. I am Cannon Hotep. Give yourselves a round of applause because you could be anywhere, but you're hanging out with me, and I really do appreciate it. If you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Share the stream. Let people know we live. You catching the replay. Leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. I can use that constructive criticism. Go and donate to the channel. $ Cannon Hotep on Cash App. Super chats, Rumble rants. Always welcome, guys. Always welcome. Oh my gosh, man. What a fucking weekend, bro. What a weekend. We got a lot of fucking snow, okay? We got about 15 to 17 inches of snow here in Maryland. If you wasn't riding with me yesterday live in my pick-em-up truck, my big lifted pick-em-up truck, just riding around, just seeing the dystopian future that we may have soon, you missed it. It was a fun time. It was a great time. I actually ended up helping a couple of people get out of the snow. I went actually back to Tractor Supply and got a tow strap to help some people get out of the snow. People that should not have been out there in the first gosh dang place. I don't understand it. I don't understand. What the hell? I don't understand it. Oh, my phone. I do not understand it. I'm like, why are you out here? And like I said, your Nissan Altimas, your Dodge Challengers, like, you know you can't move in this weather. And then they trying to get in the parking lots at 7-Eleven, fucking gas stations. And I'm just sitting there like, for what? What are you out here to get? Then they get stuck. They start blocking up all of the fucking let me see. Sorry. So they trying to get into these parking lots. I'm like, you blocking up traffic. Now you blocking up the main throughway. And we seen a couple of those things on the stream. It was just ridiculous, y'all. Fucking ridiculous. What's up, Joe Beard? Joe Beard in the building. What's up, Montoya? We got Alchemist in the building. Who else? We got Steph in the building. What's the deal? What's up, King Doe? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? I appreciate you guys. Everybody sound off in the chat. Anyway, so, and on other things, we had another Minnesota shooting. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Like, we didn't know another one was going to happen. It's so volatile up there, like, it's just inevitable. So this guy name was Alex Pretti. He got shot. He was one of the protesters up there. We know that he was working with Ice Watch or whatever one of those organizations that he was working with. He's quote unquote an observer, and these quote unquote observers are impeding on ICE and blocking them from doing what they're supposed to do. They're giving heads up and warning to the illegals. So it's not necessarily a watch, I guess you would say. It's more like a alarm system. Anyway, he was a part of that whole situation. I guess they were blocking up another throughway. He was out there recording. You had some women out there with fucking whistles, blowing the whistles. And then shit just popped off. Shit popped off. Let's take a look at this shit. Let's analyze it. Shout out to Pop Hotep. He sent me the footage. So I wanted to watch this. Now, on yesterday, I said, oh, it's probably a suicide by cop. I changed my mind on that shit after seeing this. Let's take a look.
Too much, man, and they keep pushing people, you know?
You know what? Before we watch this one, we'll watch this one through. We can. All right. So before I'm gonna give context. Hold on. I'm gonna give context to this, right? 'Cause I want to give context to what happened because I got some other things that I want to say about this whole situation. So hold on. I got some other shit I want to say about this situation. Let me see if I can't find that one video that I was trying to bring up. Let me see. First and foremost, just understand that all of this shit that's happening is a distraction. Okay? It's a distraction from what's going on. All right? That's not it. All right, so this is the guy. We're just going to go through the what's the name? So this dude right here is the guy in question. This is the guy that got shot. It's Alex Pretti right here. Okay? From some of the videos, I'm trying to find a video that I've seen. Like here go this other fucking weirdo right here with the fucking whistle in her mouth, fucking rape whistle in her mouth right there, right? They walk around so matter-of-factly. That's what irks me, right? They walk around so matter-of-factly, you know, so fucking matter-of-factly, because they think that they can't be touched. Like I said on Unk's channel last night, right? I said it on Unk's channel last night. Anyway, this is him right here. He has his phone in his hand or camera in his hand. All right. Now, you know, he want to be bold and all that other stuff, and that's fine. You know, it's fine. Do what you want to do, right? Do what you want to do. Let me see if I can't find the video. Apparently, he was some kind of registered nurse or something like that, but I don't give a fuck about that shit. Everybody's just showing the shot. You can't go off of this shit right here. You can't go off of this shit right here. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why. I'll tell you why in a second. All right, we'll use this one right here. We'll use this video right here. This is close enough. So he's out there. He's recording. They're out there disrupting and blocking traffic and shit. The only reason ICE would be out of their vehicles, okay? Okay, that's the only reason ICE will be out of their vehicles other than trying to serve a warrant. It's trying to get these dummies out the street, right? So let's take a look at this. So he's trying to protect this lady who's just been maced, right? Now this guy right here, this gentleman right here with this ICE officer right here. Let's just keep playing, okay? He pushed the girl to the ground. He's spraying mace. All right, he pushes her to the ground. Not necessarily sure why he put his hands on her, but I'm not mad at that. Okay. So Alex tries to step in the way and protect her, I guess, from being maced. He gets maced, and they push him out the way. Right? Okay. This is what starts the whole confrontation. So he's got this lady. He had that one lady under his arm. The other lady gets pushed by the ICE officer. And she starts to get maced. He steps in the way. He steps in the way. Okay? What the fuck? Yo, thank you. Come on. X is a pain in the ass, yo. X is a fucking pain in the ass. So we'll go to Pop-Up Hotep right now. Hold on.
They're doing too much.
So then we get here, right?
People, you know?
We get here, right? Now there's one particular officer that's a problem. There's one particular officer that's the problem. That officer is the one that continues to mace the lady even though she's down, but he's also the officer that takes the initial shot. This dude over here, he's right here. You can't, like, so this guy's in black. It's this guy right here in the green. He's my problem. He's my problem over there. Him here. He's the one that takes the shot where my what's the name is, okay?
Holy shit! What the fuck?
So I'm gonna get the other angle. I don't know if YouTube gonna take me down for this shit, but whatever. All right. So he just continues to just ratchet up the situation with the mace. Okay. Not this one here, this one here. This guy right here. Right here, this one. So what they're trying to say what they're trying to say in this video is that his gun was discharged, which I don't think is the case. I don't think his gun was discharged. I think they're noticing that he has a threaded barrel on the front of his gun. What's up, Miss Wild Wolf? I think they're noticing that he has a threaded barrel on the front of his gun, and they're conflating it with his gun being discharged first. I don't think that's the case. I just want to see the initial fucking footage. So they think that this gun went off first, which I don't think so. I think that's just because he has a threaded barrel on the front of his gun. I have a gun similar to it in my safe that I would love to show you guys what I'm talking about, but I can't because YouTube. YouTube will snatch me down immediately the minute I pull a gun out of my safe because they think I don't know what the fuck they think. So let's go back. So maybe I can find it in a second. So we had the one officer in the green that I pointed out. He was the main, he was amped the fuck up. He was amped the fuck up the whole way through. He's the one, he initially maced the people. He maced him, and then he put hands on the lady, and he put hands on Alex. He was amped up. Now I can understand the agitation and the irritation. I ought to put hands on him too. I told us that I'd have maced their asses too. The whistles is out. Get them the fuck out of the street. If the mace is going to get them out of the street, spray their asses, get them the fuck out of the street, and go on about your mission. But it seemed like this officer wanted a lot of smoke. So once he put hands on him and tried to detain him or whatever, the rest of the officers come flocking over like a fucking pack of wolves. Right? What's up, Sauce? When they get over there, Alex has a Sig P365. Oh, not P365. He has a Sig Sauer in the small of his back. He has a holster in the small of his back with a Sig. They see the gun. An officer yells, "Gun, gun, gun!" Right? Another officer grabs the gun and has the gun in his possession. The gun is no longer in Alex's possession. Alex, from what we can see, never reached for the gun. He never tried to pull the gun from the small of his back. They just saw the gun. They yelled, "Gun." The officer in the gray coat grabs the gun. Alex no longer has the gun. He's no longer a threat. Now, because they yell, "Gun, gun, gun," Alex is still resisting arrest, trying to stand up. Now, I can understand the resisting arrest, right? I can understand him trying to resist arrest only because you just maced this nigga in the face. Anybody that took pepper spray to the face or has been pepper sprayed or been in the vicinity of pepper spray, that shit is an irritant. That shit hurts. I told y'all the story when I was a bouncer and it got so rowdy in the club and it was just 4 of us bouncers in there. The entire club's fucking scrapping. All of us. We going at it. My homeboy said, "Fuck it." Pulled the bear mace out. Woo, hit the whole fucking, this shit, just a big orange cloud. We all got that shit, but it cleared the fucking club out. That shit does not feel good. The minute like one of them fucking little crystals hit you in the nose, it's a wrap. So imagine catching that shit to the face. You've seen people on the internet, you know, or videos of people in the military or in the police academy getting sprayed, and you see how they react. It's hard. He's not going to lay there peacefully. You just sprayed him in the fucking face. It's cold outside. It's wind going. So That's fucking making the mace worse. It's kind of hard to detain somebody like that. Right? Now, like I said, on Unks, I'd have sprayed them with the mace. They got the fuck out of the street because they can't see. Now they focus on getting that shit out of their fucking system. Right? No, but the guy in the orange, the guy in the green fleece, he ratchets it up. He tries to arrest this guy. Now everybody's rushing over there to detain this guy. When they yell gun, 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 the one officer already had the gun. What I'm assuming has happened is when they yell gun, 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 he had his phone in his hand still. Ironic, right? He had his phone in his hand still. Now they could have mistaken his phone for the gun, and they shot him. All of them shot, which is crazy. Now, me personally, I don't know, but I would argue because the fucking cop that ratcheted the shit up in the beginning was right next to the fucking cop in the fucking gray coat. He'd have seen him take the gun off of him. He was right there. Unless he had such tunnel vision that he didn't see the cop next to him take the fucking gun. Because he was the first motherfucker to shoot. They shot after he shot. And they killed this man. Should he have been out there resisting? Should he have been resisting arrest? No. He shouldn't have been resisting arrest. Should he have been helping impede on ICE's mission? No, he shouldn't have been. He should have just been out there protesting, stand on the side of the street if you want to. You know what I mean? Even if you want to follow the fucking cops, follow them. Don't get in their way. All right? No, I just had my fucking hands and feet. They ain't had no taser. I had, but it was other bouncers there that was strapped. This is before I got into guns and shit. I was like in my early 20s. But follow the police or whatever you want to do. Don't impede on them because now they have to take action because now you're aiding and abetting, in my opinion. But if you're going to impede on the police and you're going to be out there agitating and be prepared to go down for what your cause is. Now, me personally, like I said on Unk's channel, I'm not I got my causes that I'm willing to go down for. You know what I mean? I got my causes that I'm willing to go down for. That ain't one of them. I agree with ICE's mission. I agree that the illegal immigrants got to go. They got to go. They're stressing out our whole, economy. They're taking away from people, American citizens who really need that assistance. Also, Democrats can grab a foothold in the elections. I've said this years ago. You can go back to when we did me and HJ and Legal Mindset did the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. We sat there and watched the trial. I said that. They're replacing us. They're replacing us. And damned if I wasn't right. I agree with ICE's mission. However, I don't agree with shit like this. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with gung-ho officers out here gunning people down. Now, Renee Good, that's her fault. That's on her, period. That's on her. The other guy that got shot in the fucking face, that lost the eye or whatever it was with the shovel, that's on him. That's on you. And to a certain degree, this shit was on Alex. And I told y'all again on Unk's channel. I said it on Unk's channel yesterday. That's why I don't go to protests, because I'm not going to a protest without my gun. And it's not because I want to do great bodily harm to somebody. No, because shit can go south. Is agent provocateurs always in the crowd? I'm not going to a Freddie Gray fucking protest without my gun. I need to protect myself. So I don't go unless it's a cause that I feel like is worthy. And protecting illegal immigrants and Somali scammers is not a worthwhile cause. Especially how you see how it negatively affects American citizens. In the grand scheme of things, they're going to arrest the criminals of the illegals that's coming, if that makes sense to you. So not only are they here illegally, they've committed crimes here in America against American citizens, whether it be R-word, PDF files, drug trafficking, human trafficking, fraud. Those things are worth deporting over because they're stealing from you. They're stealing from us. So I agree with ICE's mission. Of course they are. Exactly, Steph. So I agree with that. These people out in the street impeding on ICE with the whistles and shit and using their cars to block them. No, I don't agree with that. That's not a protest. That's not a protest. To me, that tell me you want the smoke. You want smoke with ICE. And if that's what you want, if you want smoke with the police, then by all means, go for it. But be prepared for the consequences and repercussions that come behind it. You want to block up the fucking street with your car and blow whistles in their face and all this other stuff? Go for it. But when you get pepper sprayed and pushed to the fucking ground, be prepared for that shit. When you get arrested, be prepared for that shit. And you got people like, well, he was down there. This is the shit that now this is where the right loses me. This is where the right loses me. Okay? You got Pam Bondi and Cash Patel and all these other people, right? Anybody that brings a gun to a protest is there to do great bodily harm and massive damage. Really? Really? Is that true? Because I could have swore that MAGA and Republicans and conservatives at certain protests, even in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken, out there with their ARs and shit, protesting. See, the reason why it's losing me is like now you're demonizing the Second Amendment. Now you're demonizing the Second Amendment. Now you're demonizing all of the protesters on the right that were protesting shit with their guns and shit out drawn down at like Capitol buildings and stuff like that who didn't fire a shot. They just out there protesting. Now you're demonizing them. So when they come back out with their guns and all this other stuff, now the left can use that same argument. So seeing Pam Bondi and Cash Patel and these niggas out here saying this shit, I'm like, yo, really? Is that what you want to win this so bad? Right? You want to spin this shit so bad that you're willing to fucking throw the Second Amendment out the window. From what I can see, he never reached for his gun. It was just behind him. We don't know what that man had planned. We don't. I carry my gun every fucking day. Every day. Just because Walmart say I can't bring my gun in there don't mean when I walk in the fucking Walmart with my gun any fucking way that I'm there to fucking shoot it up. I just got that bitch just in case. When I'm downtown, I ain't just carrying my gun even though they don't want me having a gun downtown in certain areas because I want to go do something. I just got it just in case. So I can't say that's not the same thing for this dude. I can't say that. But I also can't say that he didn't have something planned. But I don't think he would have. If he did have something planned, I feel like he would have carried that shit out before they maced him. This shit is crazy. Like, how do you want to? That's their narrative that they're trying to paint. Oh, he had two he had two magazines though. But we out here fighting against state laws that say that we can't have more than 10 rounds on us. In Maryland, I can't purchase a handgun, any gun, with a magazine over 10 rounds. And we fighting that shit. Like, now you're using that argument to your advantage, but at the detriment of American citizens? That shit is nuts to me. No, it was a bad fucking shoot. You had one cop, one ICE agent that ratcheted that whole situation up from my observation. One, like, now, the protesters, that's one thing. That shit was irking me with the whistles. But you had one cop ratchet that shit up all the way to the shooting. That was the cop in the green. That's the one I would take off the fucking street. They all need to answer for that shit because they all shouldn't have just blindly fucking shot. But he was the main one. He was the ring fucking leader. I understand Mason. They blowing that whistle. They in your fucking way. You can't go. Okay, cool. Take some of this. Guess what? They gonna fucking run their way to the sidelines, and you just keep going. Fuck them. Go. But you so amped up, and this is the thing, right? I got a homeboy, police officer. He tells me that he trains other officers from other agencies. He'll send them the fuck home if they go through a training exercise where they got too ratcheted up and made the wrong decision. In a training exercise, he's like, "Oh, go home. Come back tomorrow." That was crazy. What the fuck was you thinking? Now, like I said, I'm all for ICE's mission. But it seemed like you got some people out there that ain't trained like they should be. Now, like I said earlier as well, local law enforcement needs to be out there doing crowd control. I ain't gonna say they good. He hit him with a headshot. It's a wrap. He hit him in an artery in the leg or in the hip or something like that. That's a wrap. Like they on permanent disability. You know, plate carrier is one thing, but you can get through a plate carrier, or you can get around a plate carrier. But I see your sentiment. But I still ain't trying to get shot. I got a plate carrier. I ain't trying to get shot. But if local law enforcement was there like they should be, doing crowd control, taking care of the protesters while ICE goes and do what they're supposed to do, and apparently that's supposed to be under state law. What's up, Ike? That's apparently under state law. Local law enforcement supposed to assist ICE. But Mayor Fry and Governor Walz won't allow them to. They just got ICE out there all willy-nilly trying to do both, trying to serve their warrants and to make these arrests and do crowd control, which they are not geared to do. They are just fucking federal bounty hunters. They're federal bounty hunters, essentially, with police powers. I got my plate carrier from 511, so I got a let me see. So this is my 511 plate carrier right here. All right, my 511 plate carrier. So I think I paid $200 for this plate carrier. It might be cheaper now. I paid $200 for it. Honestly, the plate carrier is just, you need something that's comfortable and sturdy enough to hold the plates. You can go to Spartan Armor. So I got Spartan Armor plates inside this 511 carrier, but Spartan Armor sells plate carriers too. So you can go to Spartan Armor and get your whole situation. I think all of this cost me like, the plates was $500, so $700. I paid $700 for this entire plate carrier, and then I added all the accessories and shit. So the magazine's got 300 blackout in it. Magazine's got 300 blackout in it. But this is Mayor Fry and Wall's fault. But they want this chaos. They want this to happen. It's a fucking election season, people. In November, we voting for the midterms. They want this. That guy shouldn't have died. He should have got maced in the fucking face. You saw he went to the side. You already shoved the other lady out the fucking way and maced her. Get in your car and leave. But you wanted to make an example out of these people. I'm all for hands and feet. I'm sorry, and I said that in one of my videos. I said, yo, if you spit on an officer, blah, 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 we fucking you up and you going to jail. I'm all for it. But you took it to a level it didn't have to go to. Because some of these officers are amped up. They amped up like they on coke or some shit. And they taking it way too far. That shit was taken too far. It was like 5 cops on them. The one cop already took the gun. I have a hard time believing that the cop in the green did not see the other cop in the gray take the gun off that guy. He was right next to him. He was right next to him. You can argue that they thought the phone was a gun, but the one cop was behind him. So I just have a hard time believing that he didn't see it. He shot him, and then everybody else followed suit. What's up, Rick? I don't think he had to die. However, he out there. He out there. Like I said last night, if you going to be out there and you are strapped and they do see you, like I said before, shit could go south. It can go south. It's so volatile out there. And if you're going to be out there strapped, or you out there agitating, it's one thing if he was protesting and he would, like, normally, like they supposed to protest, and he was strapped. It'd been no problem. But you out there agitating. You out there impeding and blocking shit. Being froggy and fucking tough Tony. You gotta be prepared for the consequences that come behind it. You gotta be ready for the consequences that come behind it. Period. That's one of the consequences that can happen. You're fucking with federal law enforcement. Not only are you fucking with federal law enforcement, you're allowing the media and these politicians to gas you up into going out there and putting your life on the line and potentially dying for their narrative. You don't see Elon Omar out there on the front lines with them people. You out there dying for their cause. You out there dying for their agenda, for their narrative. We saw Don Lemon do that shit. He amped them people. Oh, let's go do it. I'm going to record it. And then people, okay, his ass ain't going to jail. He ain't getting charged. The people that went in there are. That's the crazy part. They got y'all believing that ICE don't have any police powers. They got y'all believing that they just out there, they just some deputized fucking just local yokels that can't do shit. And y'all finding out the hard way. You're finding out the hard way. All for people who won't piss on you if you was on fire. Do you really think the Somalian community is going to come to your fucking aid? No, they're going to use your ass whooping to make their escape. You think the illegal Hispanics is going to come to your aid? No. They're going to use your ass whooping to make their escape. Yeah, ICE got a lot of federal fucking power. They got federal fucking law enforcement powers, which trumps local law enforcement. Now, if you want to, and that's crazy, but even with the National Guard, let them do crowd control. Let the National Guard deal with the protesters while ICE do what they're supposed to do. National Guard is more equipped for protesters and rioters than the National Guard is. I mean, than ICE is. But I don't blame Renee Good. I mean, they have blame. They put themselves in that situation, and that's what happened to them. I ultimately blame the leadership of Minnesota, Fry and Walls, the police chief or commissioner of Minnesota, Minneapolis, for not following the law, which is to be out there assisting ICE. And I blame the media for gassing people up, romanticizing this shit. These people, like I said on stream last night, these people really think that they're taking part in some revolutionary act. They really think that they out here like fucking Anne Frank and fucking Schindler's List. They really think they're in Anne Frank and Schindler's List. That's what they really think. They think they're the Inglorious Bastards. Because the media fucking makes it seem like that. The politicians make it seem like that. When you use words like ICE are kidnapping citizens. When you allude to the fact that ICE doesn't have any real power. Okay. Then you get this shit. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Think about it, right? Let's look at this shit on a smaller scale. You ever been at a job, right, and you got a manager, right? Or you got a supervisor. And your supervisor gives you an order. But the manager always comes out and overrides the supervisor's order. Even though the supervisor's order may be correct, the manager comes out and overrides the supervisor's order. And it could just be solely because the manager wants to be a fucking micromanager, and he don't want the supervisor to maybe the supervisor has more influence over the employees, and the manager don't like it. So the manager comes out and always impedes or overrides the supervisor's orders. What's going to happen with the employees? Eventually, the employees aren't going to do what the supervisor asked them to do. They're gonna look at the supervisor's orders as like, nah, let me go to the manager and ask them. You feel me? So now the supervisor, he don't have any say anymore, and he doesn't have any influence over those employees because the supervisor or the manager I guess for lack of a better term, took it away or made them seem incompetent. Because that's how the employees is looking at them. Every time the supervisor tells us to do something, the manager come out, that's not right, and make us do something else. Why are we listening to the supervisor then? Why not just go straight to the manager, ask him what he wants us to do? Now the supervisor don't have no power. It's the same shit. It's the same shit that the media and the politicians are doing to ICE. And like I said, I'm all for their mission. I'm not all like this shit was a bad shoot. I'm sorry. It was a bad shoot. One officer made that shit a bad situation. One officer made that shit a bad situation. From my observation. Period. Full stop. Should the guy Alex been out there impeding and all that? No, you shouldn't have been out there impeding. You putting a fucking target on your back. You're putting the fucking target on your back. Yeah, Game Boy Kid, one fucking officer. Go watch the video. One officer in the green is the one that ratcheted it up. I'm sure your punk ass ain't out there in the middle of the streets protesting, are you? You behind your keyboard fucking typing. You know why? Because you ain't stupid enough to go put your life on the line like they are. One fucking officer. But you out there. You wanted to go out there. You put the target on your back. You put yourself in that situation to where as though they interacted with you and you got yourself killed. Got yourself killed. Why you quoting 1984? The ironic part is that the way you see shit is that's how your fucking worldview looks from me to me. This shit is crazy. I guarantee you, this is how you know these people have no fucking, they don't know how to think for themselves. I guarantee if today, the media came out and said, and started speaking for ICE and telling these people that they're out here doing, this is what they're doing, and give people what they're really out there doing, and the fucking politicians backed ICE too, these people in the street, the drones in the street, these rubes that believe everything they hear from CNN and MSNBC, they'll go right back in the fucking house. They'll go right back in the house. Like I said, they out there trying to protect pedophiles and fucking rapists and murderers. They out there trying to protect people who are getting all your benefits as a taxpayer. That's crazy. That I know women that work hard to provide for their family and they need some assistance. And guess what? They barely get it. I know women who they got like 2 kids, the father died, and they trying to make ends meet. They need fucking food stamps. Government give them what? Here go $200 a month for food. Meanwhile, they giving illegals $3,000 on a food stamp card. How's that fair? How's that fucking fair? I know women working hard that want public housing assistance. They at the back of the fucking line, but the illegals get pushed to the front of that bitch. They get the public housing. Was it Chicago giving them what? Free housing and like $6,000? Like a signing bonus to come to Chicago? Meanwhile, Chicago broke as fuck. New York was giving up what? $9,000, $9,000 gift cards or some shit like that? And free housing? New York fucking broke. To the point where they trying to make a congestion tax to justify this shit, to help them get some of this money back. Exactly. They kicking citizens off the Section 8 list for illegals. But that's what y'all out there protesting for. There's plenty of blame to go around in all of these shootings, these 3 shootings, plenty of blame to go around. They got y'all out here gassing you up against your own fucking self-interest. They making you believe that people that snuck in this fucking country are your fucking friends and your neighbors and your fellow citizens, and they're not. And like I said, if you make it to America and you don't get caught, more power to you. You get caught, charge that shit to the game. Charge that shit to the game. You got caught. Just like a drug dealer. Drug dealer know he ain't supposed to be selling drugs. Dope boy know he ain't supposed to be on the block selling that shit. But he made this decision to do it. He know the consequences that can come behind that shit. He can get killed by the ops, or he can get arrested, locked up and shit. They willing to take that chance. When they get caught or they get killed, charge that shit to the game. They knew what it was. These illegals know what it is if they get caught. They know. That's why you see a lot of them not going without incident. Because they know. Why you married in America and you didn't go apply for your fucking green card? You've been here for 15 fucking years and you didn't go apply for your green card. Why? Now that ICE on your ass, now all of a sudden it's a travesty. No. You should have fucking took care of your paperwork long before this. Yes, there are people out there that did that. There are people out here that have been married to an American citizen forever. They got fucking grown kids. Never fucking apply for their green card. Why not? But that's what y'all are fighting for. You need to be mad at Congress for not passing any laws to fix this shit. That's what y'all need to be. Y'all need to be mad at Joe Nicholslick for not taking care of the situation when he was in office. For 4 fucking years, he let all these people in on purpose because they're trying to stuff the ballot box. 4 fucking years, they didn't do shit because they want to stuff the ballot box. And then when it's time for election season, they want to try to get Kamala through. What they do? They take Trump's immigration plan and pass it off as her immigration plan and mum's the word. Yeah. So let's make no mistake. Let's just say Kamala got in office, right? And they carried out Trump's immigration plan. Because that's what it was. We wouldn't see none of this shit in the street. Biden's the reason for this overcorrection. Because that's what this is. I call this, what's up? I call a spade a spade. Biden is the reason for this overcorrection. If he didn't do what the fuck he did for his 4 years, or whoever the fuck was running the White House didn't do this shit for 4 years, we wouldn't have this. But nobody thinks like that. What's up, Noel? Nobody fucking thinks like that. Nobody looks at it like that. Obama fucking deported 5 million people in his terms. He didn't do the shit with cookies and milk and incentives. At least Trump he said, here, come take this grand, self-deport, and then try to come back in the right way. We'll work with you. At least he giving them that option before he come get them. But Obama didn't do that shit. He did this shit the same way. He went and got them niggas. He went and picked them up. He went and got them. But because that was the agenda back then for the Democrats, you can go look it up. You can go hear Hillary advocating for the deportation of illegals. Chuck Schumer advocating for a fucking border wall. Nancy Pelosi advocating for a fucking border wall. Biden, I voted for 700 miles of border wall. It wasn't that long ago. That was on the agenda. So guess what? Mum's the word. You ain't hear about that shit in the media. Just like you ain't hear about Obama bombing so many fucking countries he ran out of missiles. You ain't hear about that shit. Because you wasn't supposed to. They didn't want you to. They painted a different narrative. Now because the black sheep in office, they paint a whole nother narrative. Go back and watch some of my first videos on YouTube. Go back to the bottom of my YouTube page. I got videos. It should be a way better process. That's Congress's job. DACA was illegal. Obama wasn't supposed to do that shit unilaterally. That shit got to go through Congress. And he knew that. He said the shit on TV. He said this shit on TV. This ain't a whataboutism. This shit actually went down. Alex Pretti, he had a right to be out there and protest. We have a right to protest. But what he was doing was not protesting. Let's get that shit straight. What he was doing was not protesting. What Renee Good was doing was not fucking protesting. Let's get that shit clear. They put themselves in the middle of the situation on purpose. Now, should they have died over it? No. They could have did the shit the right way, and they still be here probably. Like I said, they put themselves in the middle of it. And when you put yourselves in the middle of a situation like that, where you're willing to go toe-to-toe or face-to-face with law enforcement or whatever, you need to be prepared to throw down, and you need to be prepared for whatever consequences come. You might be arrested, might be maced or fucking shot with a rubber bullet. You might fucking die. Simple. And if you ain't willing to fucking die for your cause, then don't be so fucking bold to jump out there and block and impede and get in the face and all this other shit with ICE. Or any fucking law enforcement agency or any fucking occupant. If you ain't prepared to fucking die over this shit, then don't do that shit. Stand on the side of the road with your fucking sign, blow your fucking whistle, say your little chants and shit, and go home at the end of the day. But when you get in the middle of that shit and you staring somebody like that down the fucking in the face, knowing shit could go south, don't be surprised when you ain't fucking here no more, or you arrested. Or like these dummies that went to the church, you facing federal prosecution. You put yourself in that situation. Period. Period. What Unc said, Malcolm said, the price for freedom is death. If you're not willing to die over that shit, don't fucking put yourself in those situations. You want to go protest and make your voice heard? Go protest and make your voice heard. That's just perfectly fine. We can do that. We have the right to assemble. We have the right to protest. It's not worth it, Ike. There are very few causes that I would actually put my life on the line for. And even those causes that I would put my life on the line for, I gotta really give serious thought because I got 2 kids upstairs and a wife. That's why I said in Unc's channel, I said, yo, that shit got, like, in most cases, that shit got to come to my doorstep. In most cases, those problems got to come to my doorstep. I got a family to think of. If that shit don't affect me, I'm good. I'm good. That shit come to my doorstep. Y'all might hear that I'm on the fucking run and I killed a few people. I'm just saying. Hypothetically, okay? YouTube. Something happened to my kids, I'm going to hunt you the fuck down and you won't see the shot come. Pause. You know I'm saying this shit on the internet because I'm willing to go down over that shit. I got some shit in my safe. You will not. If you heard what they say, if you heard that shot, it was not meant for you, and you won't know where it came from. If anything happened to anybody, any of my kids or my wife, this other shit got nothing to do with me. I'm legal. I'm a legal American citizen. I was born Harbor Hospital, 1984, September 7th, Baltimore, Maryland. My parents is American citizens. Their parents is American citizens. My grandfather's parents was a sharecropper. This shit ain't got nothing to do with me. They ain't coming knocking on my door asking for my fucking papers. But you got the media and all these people. They're coming for you next, black people. They're coming for you next. They're coming for black people next. And they trying to fucking conflate black Americans with Somalian immigrants to gas people up. You see what they're doing with the Somalians? Yeah, they committed fraud on a massive scale. Those people got to go. I hear so many fucking just goofy ass people say that shit. They're gonna come for us next. Like, what the fuck they gonna deport you back to fucking Oakland? They're gonna deport you back to fucking Detroit? I ain't trying to go back to Mississippi. Where the fuck they gonna send you? Ah, boy, I swear, yo, it's crazy to me. Oh boy, it's crazy, man. The guy didn't have to lose his life in the grand scheme of things. Should he have been out there? I wouldn't have been. He felt compelled to be out there. He felt compelled to do what he did. He felt compelled to impede on ICE and all that shit, and he got killed. Should he have got killed? No, I don't think so. Cop already disarmed him, even though he wasn't going for the gun. From what I could see, the gun was still in the back. Like he was in like the fetal position, kind of, sort of. I ain't see him going for his gun. Saw the one cop take the gun. Then I saw the green cop, the cop in the green, who maced him in the first place and took him to the ground in the first place, who started the whole situation. He the one that fucking shot him. He the one that fucking shot him, which is crazy. All right? Because when you look at it, he went over to him. It looked like Pretti probably challenged him, like, what you gonna do? I don't know what was said, but that cop probably got in his fucking feelings, maced him, slammed him to the fucking ground, and all of that other shit. He amped up. He pissed off that Pretti fucking challenged him, it looked like, you know, because you could just stand. I could stare you in the face and challenge you without saying a word. You know what I mean? And he shot him. He shot him. That cop should be fucking put on leave and possibly prosecuted. Because I think that was a bad shoot. And I think that one cop from start to fucking finish, from the mace, when I say from start to finish, from macing to the shooting, was the one who ratcheted up the whole situation up until that point. It was a bad shoot, period, full stop. Renee Good, perfectly legal. Perfectly legal shoot. Right? Perfectly legal shoot. The cop was off to the side of the car. She backed that bitch up, put him in the line of sight. Not saying she was trying to hit him, but put him in the line of sight. He don't fucking know that. That motherfucking engine revved up, the wheel started spinning in his direction, and nigga drew his gun, pop, and got hit by the car. That's legal. That's legal. The crazy part is with this shooting with Pretti, it could possibly be a legal shoot as well. They just got to reasonably say that they feared for their life. I thought he had a gun in his hand. One cop yelled gun, gun. I don't know what cop yelled gun, gun. I'm assuming it sounded like it was the cop in the green, the one that ratcheted up from Jump Street, that yelled gun, gun. I don't know. I got to go back and look, but I think that was him. My fucking hat look crooked. I think it was him. That yelled gun, gun, the same one that shot him. And all he got to do is say he had something in his hand. I thought it was his gun. He also had a gun in the small of his back. You hear some people saying that where's the second gun because he had 2 magazines. I'm like, you guys are fucking retarded. This is one instance where I will speculate, okay? This is one instance where I will speculate that this cop wanted to shoot this guy. This is one instance where I'll say this cop probably wanted to shoot him. I'm just going to put that out there. Y'all face to face like this. Pretti ain't budging. You maced this nigga. Right? Then you mace the other lady. Pretti steps in the way to kind of like stop him from macing the lady. Then you grab Pretti. You yoke him up. You slam him to the ground. Other cops converge on Pretti. You get up and then mace the other lady again. Right? Then you turn back around to start helping him whoop on his ass. Right? And then the cop in the gray sees the gun. Maybe the cop in the gray yelled gun, gun, gun. I gotta look at it again. Grabs the gun. Takes the gun away. People think that Pretti's gun discharged, but I don't think Pretti's gun discharged. I think that they looking at it and they see the barrel because it's a threaded barrel. When you got a threaded barrel, you got more. I wish I could show y'all what I mean by this because I can't because YouTube some bitches. But threaded barrel, you got more barrel sticking out of the fucking slide, which could kind of look like the gun is being, the slide is reciprocating a little bit when they're running. I don't think the gun discharged. I think the first shots we heard was the cop in the green putting a bullet in his back. You know? I agree, Noel. I agree with that. Like now, as far as like, I agree with that in the streets, right? If a nigga know I got a gun and that nigga willing to stand up to me, that nigga might be strapped too. I better be faster than that nigga. And Ike, you right. If they yell gun, they going to shoot. Period. You right. Gun, gun, gun. But I think that the cop in the green is the one that yelled gun, gun, gun. Bow. And then everybody else step back. Bop, 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 bop. That's what I think. I'm about to go with you just sent me, okay. There's plenty of blame to go around. But Pretti one, he put the people that are getting shot and stuff like that, they're not fucking bystanders just standing on the side of the road yelling. It's the ones that's fucking blocking and impeding the way. And I'm not saying it's fucking justified. What I'm saying is if you're going to do that, be prepared for whatever the fuck happens. Be prepared for whatever happens. If you're not willing to fucking die or get shot or get arrested, take your dumb ass off the street. Period. Period. I'm indifferent to the situation. I'm all for ICE's mission, but that guy didn't have to get shot. I think one cop was amped up and killed him. But they all fucking shot this nigga, but he was the one that took the initial shot. I'm just looking at it from a fucking common sense perspective. If you ain't willing to fucking die for the cause, or get arrested for the cause, or get maced for the cause, or get fucked up and beat up for the cause, if you ain't willing to get the German Shepherds and the water hoses like our... if you ain't willing to get bit by a German Shepherd and hit with a water hose like they did back in the fucking 50s and the 60s and all that shit, don't take your ass out there or just protest like you supposed to normally protest. Don't take the shit to another level. Have you guys noticed that all of that fucking jaw-jacking that these politicians are doing, Mayor Fry and Walls is doing, all this jaw-jacking, ain't nothing happening? You notice that it ain't no fucking local law enforcement out there arresting these ICE officers who are just glorified mall cops? You notice that they ain't being arrested? They're not being fucking goon-handed and taken to fucking central bookings? Y'all notice that shit? Y'all hear these niggas talking. You hear Elon Omar talking, you hear the news talking. They're kidnapping people. There's no fucking state troopers or no fucking Minneapolis law enforcement. The FBI ain't out that bitch arresting them. Y'all notice that shit? Because you're being lied to. But because y'all don't like Trump so bad, y'all fucking just going out here and kamikazing yourselves. It irks me. Cause I don't like thinking that people are this fucking dumb. I swear, y'all, I hate thinking that people are just fucking this fucking stupid, bro. There's no way they this fucking stupid. Oh my God. Hold on, what you sending me? Is this real? Is this real? Case that tells you all you need to know. Is the police chief hey, to each his own, okay? Either that's a huge bitch or that's a nigga in a dress. Either that's a huge bitch on some fucking Trembolone or some Winstrel V, Oh, that's a nigga in a dress. What the fuck? God damn. That is wild. That is wild. So he's super progressive, huh? Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. That's wild. Look, I'm not gonna make any assumptions or saying that's the reason why he's so progressive that he has to do that. I don't fuck. That's crazy. That's fucking wild. That's funny though. That nigga forearm's almost bigger than mine. Hey yo. Ah man. Red panty night might have him in the panties. Oh Lord of mercy. Look, you like if that's what you like. You like faux bitches. Go for it. But come on, man. The law is the law. The law is the law, and people hate them. The law is like, listen, okay. I'm all ready for the revolution. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna tell you if the fucking revolution comes. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pack my family up, and I'm going to the woods. Okay. And I'm gonna make sure they survive. Anybody come looking for me ain't going home. Period. Okay? All right? The lights go out. It's a grid down scenario. We're finding the Hoteps. We're going to build a community. And we will defend that fucking community. Okay? Just saying. That shit is wild, though, y'all. Oh, no, this is crazy. 37 years. That nigga was 37? That nigga looked at least 45. They said Alex was 37 years old. That nigga look at least 10 years older than that. Oh, he mighty. He ain't had no hairline no more or nothing. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. But again, and back to this point. Back to this point. And something needs to happen with the whole situation. You got Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, and some other people out here. They want to spin this so bad that they're demonizing the Second Amendment. Nobody takes a gun to a protest unless they have ill intentions. But we got fucking video and photos and shit of people on the right going to protests with ARs and shotguns and shit like that to protests on capitals, and not the capital, but like state capitals and shit like that. Or we got those pictures, and we're like, that's what you're supposed to do. Now all of a sudden, nobody takes a fully loaded gun to a protest that doesn't want to do great bodily harm. Dennis, he had 2 magazines. he had 2 magazines. I'm like, oh, is this what we're really doing? You want to spin this so bad? You want to win this argument so bad that you're willing to throw all the Second Amendment, gun rights advocates, and the Second Amendment under the fucking bus? Because that's what you're doing. I carry 2 fucking magazines with me every day. I walk out the house with, what is it, 25 rounds on me. Maybe 30 if I decide to put the extended magazine inside the 19 if I carry the 19. I mean 34. 17 Glock 17 magazine. Or if I'm carrying my 43X, 25 rounds. A 15 rounder and a 10 rounder. But I carry 2 magazines with me every day. Now you're saying if anybody with a gun with 2 magazines is up to no good, that's fucking crazy. Now you're putting a target on law-abiding citizens' backs. Now you opening the door for more gun control. You guys said it yourself that 2 magazines is overkill. So let's pass a law that restricts you to 1 10-round magazine. You guys are opening that door and you don't even see it. I'm about to show y'all this shit. Hold on. Yeah, find it real quick. Trying to find it. Here go fucking Cash Patel. Look at this one.
I mean, thousands of people are marching through Minneapolis. They are targeting the Border Patrol. I mean, it feels like the rhetoric and the protesting is only ramping up. What is your advice to the people right now who are outraged that this is a second killing at the hands of Border Patrol in 2 weeks?
As Christy said, you cannot bring a firearm loaded with multiple magazines to any sort of protest that you want. It's that simple. You don't have that right to break the law and incite violence. We will, of course, always protect your First Amendment speech. And if you peacefully protest, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you have seen a trend here, not just in Minnesota, but across the country, in these protests turning into violent scenarios and people attacking law enforcement. That's when you go over the line.
And then we got under the Second Amendment in Minnesota statute 624.714, permit holders may legally carry firearms in public, including during protests. Now, unfortunately, here in Maryland, that is not a thing. You cannot carry your gun to a protest in Maryland. Trying to see, because she said that shit. Let me see if it. Hold on, Mr. Guns and Gear did it too. So let me see. Shout out to P Dog Night. I'm sure my son probably, yep. My son and, where is it at? Is this it? Here you go.
Lost both of them their lives. I would ask.
Let me see. Here you go.
Held dozens of rounds. He also had no ID.
Secretary Noem came out and made a statement to the exact same, essentially, end state, saying that this person had showed up there to inflict maximum harm on law enforcement. I see absolutely no evidence of that at all.
The suspect also had 2 magazines with ammunition in them that held dozens of rounds. He also had no ID. This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at this scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals and to kill law enforcement.
In that narrative,
See? Right. There's other states that have, like, yeah, there are other states that allow you to have armed protests. Yeah. But there you go. So you got the fucking, you got Pam Bondi. Was that Pam Bondi or Christy Noem? Who was that? It was Pam Bondi, right? Christy Noem. It wasn't Christy Noem, right? It was Pam Bondi, right? Oh, Christy Noem. I'm sorry. I say Pam Bondi. That's my fault. Christy Noem. I thought it was Pam Bondi that said it. Christy Noem. This is crazy, bro. Like I said, plenty of blame to go around. I think that one officer was fucking, I think one officer was gung-ho. And he killed that man. That's just me, but that guy also was out there and wanted smoke. That's what I'm going to say. Period. Period. And like I said, the left will use this shit. See, look at this. I don't know if this guy's on the left, but you shouldn't bring a gun to a protest, Christy Noem. Well, these people weren't at a protest. This is probably a protest. I don't know what that is. And then Kyle Rittenhouse did take a gun to a protest. Even though he was there to render aid to injured people, he did take a gun to a protest. Shit is crazy.
As a domestic terrorist, is that something you agree with? And have you seen any evidence to
When
back
you
up that
perpetuate
claim?
violence against a government because of ideological reasons and for reasons to resist and perpetuate violence, that is the definition of domestic terrorism. This individual who came with weapons and ammunition to stop a law enforcement operation of federal law enforcement officers committed an act of domestic terrorism. That's the facts.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. Because that shit can get flipped on his head, and now that shit is weaponized against conservative gun owners. And I just played something from Harry Sisson. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. It's a fucked up situation in Minnesota, people. And it's not going to stop no time soon. They're going to keep perpetuating this shit. They're going to keep gassing this shit up. This shit is not going to stop. Now, you got some people saying, well, why don't Trump just take ICE out of Minnesota? I mean, yeah, you could do that. But that doesn't stop what's happening in Minnesota. Right, exactly, Ike. That's what she's saying. They fucking up. They fucking up. Why don't Trump take ICE out? Because it doesn't stop anything. It doesn't, like, so if Trump take ICE out of Minnesota, what happens to those Somalians that's up there that was running fraud? Because the state ain't going to fucking prosecute them. What's happening with all of the gang shit and all that other stuff that's going on in Minnesota? That ain't going to, as far as the illegals, that ain't going to stop a fucking thing. The criminal element got to fucking go. The criminal element has to fucking go. It has to. This ain't no fucking Ruby Ridge. This ain't no Bundy Ranch scenario. Understand that. Those are causes worth fucking going down over. Ruby Ridge, fucking Bundy Ranch, that shit worth standing up for. Hell, I would even argue the Branch Davidian shit might be worth standing up for when you look into the whole situation. They are being outplayed. They're being really outplayed. I don't know. That's a good question. Well, I don't know. That's a possibility because Ohio doing the same shit, but we don't hear Ohio doing the same shit. The Somalis in Ohio, we don't see none of this shit in Ohio. We don't see none of this shit going on in Ohio.
With law enforcement outside of a hotel believed to house ICE agents.
Chinu Her is in our live center with what we have learned at this point. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tom and Kelly. We know the Minnesota Department of Public Safety says the State Patrol, DNR, and Minneapolis police were called to the Home 2 Suites Hotel that's on University Avenue in Dinkytown last night. Officials say a small group of protesters had broken a few windows and graffitied anti-ICE messages on the side of the building. The state says federal agents then deployed chemical irritants to clear out that group that was there. This hotel is one of many that's been targeted over the last few weeks by protesters, believing it to be where ICE agents are staying during Operation Metro Surge. Now, when our cameras got out there, we did spot a few broken windows, which have now been boarded up. It is important to note that the overwhelming majority of protests and demonstrations that we've seen across the Twin Cities in the last few weeks have been peaceful. So we'll continue to just follow some of these demonstrations throughout the area as we see more and more of them pop up around us, guys.
And the crazy part is that Tim Walz said he's not running for office no more, so he can give a fuck less on what happens in Minnesota. Now you fucking up people's property. But he been fucking up people's property. You fucking up people's property. You would think that the local police department and shit would go in there and at least protect that, right? Nah, nope. Exactly. Yep. Ike right. Yep. Guns and Gadgets put one out too. I'm gonna go check him out. What's up, Jeremiah? Walz's mansion is in North Dakota. Oh shit. That nigga say he getting out of Dodge. But like I said, all these protesters and shit out here who think that ICE is out here just kidnapping people and they out here running roughshod, ask yourself, because you had the chief in Philly, or the sheriff in Philly, you got Walz and Fry calling them out, calling them criminals and this and that and all this other stuff. Why hasn't the fucking local law enforcement been going out here and arresting and detaining ICE officers? Because Walz and Fry and even the police department knows what they're telling you is fucking straight bullshit. They want y'all out there causing this chaos. And then once the fucking midterms are done, they're going to fucking wrangle you dummies in. Once the midterms are done, they're going to come and fucking wrangle you in. Once the midterms are done and Lord forbid the Democrats fucking get the majority in the House and the Senate, they're going to try to impeach Trump. And all that shit going to Minnesota gonna come to a fucking stop. But people too stupid to see that shit. Fucking ridiculous. Anyway. That's all I got for you guys. I'm about to go. I'm supposed to be teleworking and shit. So ain't shit really happening right now. So I'm just waiting for something to fucking go wrong so I can fix it. Anyway, guys. Until next time, it's Cannon Hotep saying, be blessed, stay strapped, don't miss. And don't worry about tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow got enough problems of its own. Worry about today. I'll holler at you.
So relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes.